everybody, it's David Pea, KISS Replicas, and I'm here today with Jason. We're going to go over a little more of what's involved in the assembly, construction, backtracking a little bit, even with regards to some of the painting and the overall finishing work. I've shown a few videos on how we cast our armor and how we make it and what it looks like when it comes out of the molds. These are now painted pieces, okay? And again, the beauty of what it is that we're doing is these aren't two pieces seamed together and glued together. This is one solid circumference, okay? This isn't ever going to pull apart. This isn't hot glue that's been put on. This is all molded in. It's all part of the casting. It's one solid piece. And this is almost done as far as painting goes. It requires one more we call it blingy look on it. You can see that we still haven't drilled out the holes on it. But nevertheless, it's a lot more than just making an elaborate silicone mold with a collapsible core and pouring the pieces and then sanding and finishing and painting. Once we get our finished pieces and all of that, it needs to be assembled. And Jason leads up the assembly department, where he has all of the fun with the Chicago screws, or Boston screws as he likes to call them. So why don't you tell them, Jason, what exactly are Chicago screws and why are Chicago screws more important than standard rivets?
Well, Chicago screws are a little bit more secure than your standard rivets, and not only that, we're able to Loctite these, and that's one of the steps. I'm going to take off my mask here so you can see my face and hear me better. But you want to basically put these in every piece, and I think we have like about 22 pieces just of what you're seeing right here. So that's a lot of Boston screws. But yeah, so and then the thing is with these, we want to also Loctite so that they're not coming apart on you when you get your piece.
The big thing is, and Jason touched on it, is the strength factor and the reliability of the Chicago screws. So rivets are great, it's not that, but we're dealing with thicknesses of cast armor that are even upwards of close to being a 1/4 inch. So when we do use the different lengths of Chicago screws, we've got these screws that are anywhere from 3/8 to 1/2 inch to 5/8. And what these do is they actually lock in a way that provides a strength guarantee that's far beyond rivets. Look, we've all had products and merchandise that was assembled with rivets, and they're great, but if they're not tapped and hammered properly, they don't create their actual bond, that over time they just break and pull apart. We get calls like this all the time with rivets that need to be replaced, and usually it's not even our merchandise. So at the end of the day, the Chicago screw is an important element because it allows us to put together armor that's got varying thicknesses of anywhere between 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, and in some cases even 1/2 inch. So you need that guarantee that it's going to absolutely hold and do its job. And of course, the Loctite is also an important element. Other things of note, for example, the leather straps. They're a bit of a pain in the ass to put in because everything has to line up properly. And fortunately, we do have holes that are pre-put, and I see that Jason's already looking for them. Now, something that I want to stress about the general manufacturing of the armor, this isn't the kind of product that can be mass-produced. We literally are making these one by one because the solution isn't to be able to do these. You just can't do them to this quality from a mass production standpoint. Now, however, my team, we do a lot of leather on a monthly basis. I think everybody knows that by now. But there are certain elements that we can manufacture en masse, such as the leather straps and the leather buckles. And we're talking 2 mil cowhide leather. This is the equivalent of what police jackets are made from because we do make some of those as well. And we use the exact same leather here. So this is heavy duty stuff, and the buckles are just as much as well. Other things of note, the different materials. We've talked about how we're using hard composite materials, fiberglass, and also some of the flexible areas. Jason, why don't you pass me one of the back pieces there? This is really brilliant. This is something that I'm really, really proud of as far as engineering goes. So these are what the back pieces look like. And the beauty of this is that we've made them out of a semi-rigid urethane. So this is the kind of thing, again, it's like car tires as far as strength goes. This isn't going to break or pull apart. But now what this enables you to do is once you put the armor on, it really doesn't matter how you're built, how big or small or whatever, because the armor is going to conform to your body, and it's a beautiful, it just literally just conforms to you regardless of how you're built. It will form to your body, so it makes fit much more comfortable. So all of these things here, it's a combination of semi-rigid urethanes to hard armor that's to the equivalent of Kydex, and in a lot of cases everything is fiberglass lined. You've seen me hitting things with a hammer and so forth. So ultimately it comes down to being able to give you the strongest possible product for your money. And we know that you've worked hard for your money, and we're definitely working hard to build the suits for you. I mean, even as far as cod pieces go, our leather, this one still we still haven't mounted on this particular one, the cod piece, but you can see we're not kidding around with regards to rigidity and strength of materials. And all of this is extended to every aspect of the suit, which includes also the cape, it's back there. So yeah, we're working away. The assembly, how much time would you say it takes to put together one full suit? What would you estimate?
You're looking at around about 2 hours from what you see pretty much here, and it's pretty exhaustive. As I mentioned, it's about 22 pieces, what you see here. You have varying degrees of thickness, so you have to make sure your Chicago screws are going to basically be right for the certain, I guess, thickness of the materials that we're using. So it's pretty extensive, and you basically, it's a little bit painstaking, if I might say.
Well, it is. I mean, in a lot of the KISS costume making, it's not an easy wham bam thank you ma'am kind of assembly. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. The fact that some of the pieces are as thick as they are, if the holes aren't drilled out in direction, if one hole is drilled like that, another one isn't on the exact same plane, the Chicago screw won't go through. So there's a lot of art involved in this. There's a lot of engineering that goes into it. It's not something that's just simply vacuum formed together and hot glued together and there you go, here it is. Oh, and by the way, the box is this big. No, the size box that you're going to be receiving for the armor alone, the box itself is easily the biggest box that we've had to have made, and it's pretty impressive stuff. So guys, we're working away. I think the next video is going to show you guys the access point on the suit and how it's put on, because it is not from the front. Even though the front opens up, it's not the way it's designed. And guess what? Neither it is for Mr. Gene Simmons' suit as well. So David and Jason, KISS Replicas, if you have any questions, we could be reached at 905-751-1556. And I take calls daily, 9:30 till about 3:30, 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday. All right, guys, talk to you soon.